Hey y'all, good to see you. I know it's been a minute since I've been over here on the YouTube. If you are coming from my socials, I know I talked to a few of you wanting to see more long form content, especially like with my sculpting videos. So here we are. I'm going to take you through a workout today targeting our glutes and core. So it's going to be a spicy one. So with that said, let's get into today's workout. All right, gonna make your way to tabletop. Your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Your hips are stacked over your knees. Pull your belly in to engage your core. Okay, you're gonna extend your right leg nice and long. Here we're going into a single leg lift. So you're going to lower, lower, and lift. You inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale as you lift. Again, keeping your belly pulled in. Keep your core activated. And you want to squeeze your right glute at the top for a brief pause, and then you lower. Working on all about controlled movements here, less about momentum and moving really fast, just going with control. So strong. Lift and lower, lift and lower. All right, when I count you down, we're gonna go into a pulse. So you're gonna keep your leg nice and long, and then you're gonna cut the movement in half. So we're just gonna pulse it out. In 8, 7, 6, 5, keep your leg lifted in 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your leg lifted, and you just pulse it here. So small control movement, cutting it in half, and we pulse it out. Pulse it out. You know it's not a good sculpt unless you pulse it out, right? Pulse it out, pulse it out. All right. You're gonna keep your leg nice and long, and then we're gonna go into hamstring curls. So your knee is gonna bend and extend in 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it lifted. Your knee is going to bend, then extend. Bend, then extend. I like to flex my foot here to really work to get my knee to 90 degrees and then extend nice and long. So you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Really start to really feel that burn coming through into your right glute. Check in with yourself, making sure your core is activated. You're pulling your belly in. Bend, extend, bend, extend. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. All right, we're gonna keep your knee bent at 90 degrees. In the next countdown, we're gonna take a donkey kick pulse. So you're gonna pulse with your knee bent at 90. In 4, 3, 2, 1. So you keep your knee bent here. You pulse, 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 and pulse. Small control movements. Cutting it in half. Pulse and pulse. All right, here we go. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to extend your leg long. You're going to crunch knee to elbow, and then you extend back long. You crunch in, and then you extend. You crunch in, then extend. Adding in some oblique work here. Extend. You inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Chin, extend, crunch in, extend. Keep moving through, breath to movement. Inhale, exhale. Really work for that knee to elbow engagement. Then you extend back long. You press in and then extend back long. Last 4, 3, last 2, and 1. So strong. Sit your hips down and back. Let's take a quick child's pose. Reset here. Deep inhale, exhale. You're gonna come back up to tabletop. This time, your left leg is extended nice and long. We're gonna go back, pull your belly in back to those single leg lifts. So we lift and lower, lift and lower. Deep exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Really want to get the same effort to this side as well. So still going at nice controlled movements. So strong. All right, about halfway. Next countdown. Again, we're going to keep your leg lifted, and we're going to take a nice controlled pulse here. Lift and lower, squeezing at the top. So strong. All right, we're going to pulse it out in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your leg nice and lifted, and you pulse it out right here. Just cutting that movement in half. We pulse, 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 and pulse. Inhale, exhale. Pulse, pulse, and pulse. Pulse, pulse. All right, we're going to keep your leg extended nice and long, going back to those hamstring curls in 4, 3, 2, 1. So you bend, extend, bend, extend. Bend, extend, inhale, exhale. Again, I'm keeping my foot flexed here. Keep it flexed or pointed. I like it flexed. It adds a bit more hamstring work. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Pushing through your shoulders, pressing your palms firmly into the mat to create space. So strong, almost there. All right. We're going to keep your leg bent at 90 degrees, going back to that donkey pulse. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your leg bent at 90. I'm going to pulse it out right here. We pulse, 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 and pulse. Check in with yourself. Almost there. Only about 90 seconds of work here on this left side. Pulse and pulse. Pulse and pulse. Breathe through it. All right, we're going to go back to that crunch, oblique crunch, knee to elbows, and then your leg is going to extend long. In 4, 3, 2, 1. So your leg extends long. You're going to crunch left knee to elbow, and your left leg extends long. So you crunch in and then extend. You crunch in, extend. Again, really working for that elbow to knee engagement, making sure you're really working to touch your left elbow. Then you crunch and then you extend nice and long. So take a deep inhale as you crunch in, exhale as you extend. Inhale as you crunch in, exhale as you extend. Breathe through it. Halfway there. So strong. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Almost there. All right. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sink your hips down and back. So strong. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, release. Try to sink a little bit lower. All right, we're gonna transition and make your way all the way down to your backs. Okay, making your way all the way down to your backs. Lower back is planted into your mat. You're gonna lift your hips up, going into a nice glute bridge hold. We're going to alternating knee drive. So your right knee is going to come up 90 degrees and then lower. Left knee comes up 90 degrees, lower. And we're just gonna alternate here. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Squeezing your lower belly in. Inhale, exhale. Breathe through it right here. Keeping your knees at 90 degrees. Drive up, lift, and then lower. Squeezing your lower belly in here. Targeting our lower core as well as keeping our glutes activated. So we're going to keep your right knee lifted here. And we're going to take a right knee pulse in 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee stays lifted, keeping that bend in 90 degrees. Your right knee is going to pulse in and pulse in. pulse, pulse, squeezing your belly in, pulse, and pulse. Your right knee is going to lower, and we're going back to those alternating knee drives right here in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee lowers, keeping your hips lifted, just reset, going back to your alternating knee drives. So you're going to lift, lower, lift, and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower, driving through your heels. Lift and lower, lift and lower. So strong. Halfway. All right, next countdown. You're going to keep your left knee up, and we're going to go back to those left knee pulses. In 8, 7, 6, 5, left knee stays lifted in 4, 3, 2, 1. Now your left knee comes up. Left knee is going to pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Squeeze right here. Pull your belly in. Small controlled pulse. Your hips are going to lower after this. You got this. Pulse and pulse. So strong. All right, your hips are going to lower in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips are going to lower. Feet are still planted into your mat. You're going to take a glute bridge, and then you're going to do an alternating heel tap. So glute bridge, you're going to drive your shoulder blade off of your mat, tap your heel. Glute bridge. So again, combining some glute and core work here. Goal when you're touching your heels, you want to drive your shoulder blade, opposite shoulder blade drives off of your mat to really engage your obliques here. Glute bridge, and tap. Glute bridge, and tap. Deep inhale as you lower, and then exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you tap. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We're going to pulse in 4, 3, pulse to the right in 2, 1. Right here, we pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Driving your shoulder blade off of your mat, pulse, pulse. Breathe. We switch it out, pulsing to the left in 4, 3, 2, 1. We pulse to the left and pulse, pulse and pulse. Right shoulder blade driving off of your mat. Really working that side here. Pulse and pulse. Working to touch your heel. Release in 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. So strong. So we're going to go into reverse tabletop. So your knees are going to come up. Shift them forward slightly so they're stacked directly over your hips. We're going to go into an alternating toe tap. So you're going to keep your knee bent at 90 degrees. And we're just going to alternate here. Lower, lift, lower, lift. This is one of my all-time favorite movements to target my lower belly here. No, it is an area that most people are trying to target. So this is a great exercise here, just to really engage that lower abdominal. And you're just going to alternate tap here and lower. So strong. Again, making sure your lower back is planted into the mat to protect your lower back here. Your right leg is gonna stay extended long in 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna extend your right leg long. You're just gonna pulse here. So the right leg is hovering over your mat. Your left knee is still bent at 90 degrees, and you're just gonna pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Again, this pulse is just a nice controlled, soft movement. You can also lift your head and shoulders if you want a bit more upper core engagement. Back to tabletop in 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to reverse tabletop, and we're just gonna go back to your alternating toe taps. Going back and back. Alternate, alternate, and check in with yourself. If your knees are too far in, your lower belly is not activated. So shift them forward over your hips so you can keep your lower belly activated. Nice and engaged here. Keep breathing. So strong. All right. Now we're going to go back to that single leg pulse. This time just catching the opposite side. So your left leg is going to stay extended long in 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg stays extended long and we pulse. Right knee is still at 90 degrees. Pulse and pulse. Pulse and pulse. Still squeezing your left glute here too. Will help you keep your leg hovered over your mat. Pulse right here. Breathe. Here we go. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to tabletop, reverse tabletop. Hands coming behind your neck. We're going to finish strong here with just some yogi bicycles. I call them yogi bicycles because it's all about control, less about speed and momentum. So you're going to twist and twist. Your opposite leg extends nice and long as you twist and really work for that elbow to knee connection. And then you switch. Work to drive your shoulder blade off of your mat as you twist and twist. Twist and twist. Inhale, exhale as you twist. Inhale as you come back to center. Exhale as you twist. You got it. Here we go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. Rock from side to side. Great job. Great work. All right, feet are planted on your mat. Take your right foot, going into figure 4. Bring it on your left thigh. You can hold here, or you can bring your left thigh into your chest. Deep inhale. And exhale. All right, go ahead and switch it out. Your right foot is planted, left ankle comes over your right thigh. And stay there, or you can bring your right thigh into your chest here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Right, and then just bring your feet back planted onto your mat. We're gonna take windshield wipers here. So your knees are gonna drop to the right and then alternate, drop to the left. Stretch out your obliques and your lower belly that you worked so hard today. Great job. And bring your knees in, chest, deep inhale, exhale, release. All right, y'all, thanks for working out with me today. So I'll be posting on here every week, starting with once a week for now. And then let me know anything that you want to see, especially within sculpting videos, anything you want to target. I'm here. So let me know down in the comments and I will see you next week. Bye.